Just heading out to get coffee. And I tell you, this is great. Okay, so yesterday, I'm going to do a follow. I got a lot to cover today on the program, which starts in an hour. Dark MAGA mode activated. Okay, so here's some of the things I'm going to cover. By the way, if you're new to my channel, my name is Brian Craig. This is where MAGA comes to talk. So yesterday, I went through all those people on Social Security, over 300 years old, some of them, right? The interim head of Social Security just resigned. You think that's a coincidence? That story just drops. Doge just finds out that incredible information. See, those Social Security numbers on these older people that are over 200 years old, millions, close to 6 to 10 million over 112. There's something up with those numbers. What they're doing with them, we don't know, but they know. So there's a panic going on. So they quit. They just quit. You know, like these deputy mayors in New York, with this tactic that they're doing, the Democrats, they figure if they quit, they won't have to go through any internal investigations or questionings, and they can just get out with whatever benefits they have or whatever. So that's one topic I'm going to discuss. But what I'm going to start with is, we've got the Kash Patel hearing today, the first vote, which is, the committee. It'll send it to the full Senate. He's going to get confirmed. And they've been slow walking the Kash Patel confirmation. They know what's going to happen. It can't be stopped, but they've been dragging their feet on it. And my guess would be to give these criminals time to destroy records, right? I mean, look, Peter Strzok deleted every one of his tweets that he ever made. Why did he do that? So there's a lot of record destroying probably going on at that DC office right now. But one thing I'm going to ask you guys to call me about today, and I think this is a interesting question, because there's so much going on so far as crime. Who should Kash Patel arrest first? These lawfare people like Fannie, Judge Merchan, and all these people? Or should it be, should he focus on what's going on right now, like this, one of the judges that, the judge, I got an update. One of the judges that, both judges that stopped Doge, these Democrat judges, one of them, his wife gets USAID money. The other one, he has an NGO that receives money. And it turns out that his daughter works for the Department of Education, which is getting slashed. So there's obviously financial corruption with those guys. So should Kash Patel focus on these guys? Should these guys be investigated and taken off the bench and maybe even... So who should Kash Patel arrest first is a question I'm going to ask on the radio today. And I'll go through the updates on the judge. Another thing I'm going to talk about a little is what they're doing in New York. They're trying to push Mayor Adams out. And they're they got all these deputy mayors that resign. They're saying he's corrupt. He's standing up against the illegal invasion of the country. And since the Justice Department dropped those charges, they're in a panic. They can't stop him. The money for the illegals and that comes in New York, that's New York State's and New York City's version of USAID. So they're not able to steal their money from that, and they want Adams out. So they're trying to do it in a way that won't trigger a special election. And Adams, I don't know if he should stick with it or should he drop out and screw them, so they have to have a special election, because the special election would be at the same time as the Democrat primary in New York City. So there's a lot of panic with the party bosses in New York on what to do. And I don't know. maybe he should run in the Republican primary. I don't know, or he should. So we'll talk about that a little bit. And there's a bunch of other things too. I mean, there's just so much going on. I'm gonna get some gas here. Top off my tank. Because I got 20 minutes until Starbucks opens, so I got time. I'll top off the tank. I'm in my Kia today that I just broke 150,000 miles on recently. I'm on the wrong side. On this car, my gas tank's on the driver's side. On my other car, it's on the passenger side. And I always am driving up to the wrong pump. Oh, no, this pump is off. I got to drive back around the gas station. Half their pumps are off. I don't know why gas stations don't make the pumps where they can reach to both sides of the cars. I've been to one gas station like that once. I think it was like a tourist gas station off of either the Turnpike or I-95 once. I'm like, why isn't every gas station like this? Oh no, Kia cars are great. They're like the old Toyotas. They last forever. If you get a Kia, here's the secret with the Kia, okay? Because this is a 2011. The secret with the Kia is they're the best cars dependability wise. I got my daughter a Kia that we sent her when she moved to Los Angeles, because they're the most reliable car on the road today. Mechanics will tell you that, but there's a catch to that. You can't get the ones made in Mexico. Multiple mechanics have told me that if you get a Kia, you got to get one made in Korea. Not Mexico. The ones in Mexico don't last. The ones made in Korea are the ones that are reliable. This is a 2011. It runs as good as the day I got it brand new. That's why I keep it. I keep it because it's, so reliable. Why buy a new car? Yeah, I've never had a car with this many miles on it. And the insurance is so cheap. Although I ran over a nail, I got to take this car to Friendly Tire and get the tire plugged. I got to put air in the tire right now. That's why I'm at the gas station, topping off my tank. I didn't really need gas, but I ran over a nail. Friendly Tire does repairs. Now, yesterday was 4 years ago yesterday that Rush died. And some of the things that Democrats were saying about Rush on X were just disgusting. Just disgusting. We really could use Rush right now. All right. Now this gas station, unfortunately, does not have free air. The one I normally go to has free air, so I got to pay for this one. GOAT coach is joking, right? Clay Travis is better than Rush. You're being sarcastic, I hope. Clay Travis is, you know, when he's talking about sports, he knows his stuff. When he's talking about politics, it's like listening to a teenager. I'm sorry. He doesn't know jack about politics and Buck Sexton. No, it's a disgrace that they put those guys on instead of. Oh no, I don't need air in the tire. That's good. I got lucky. I saw the nail in it yesterday, and the tire's not flat, so I will go to Friendly Tire today or tomorrow and have them plug it. Friendly Tire is the only tire shop around that does repairs on tires. All of them tell you we don't do repairs. Friendly Tire does in Margate, and they're really cheap too. The repairs takes like a second. I'm in dark MAGA mode, that's correct. Yeah, Clay Travis is a no talent. When it comes to politics, I guess I've heard him talk about sports. He seems I don't know anything about sports. That's why I don't talk about sports. He should stick to sports. I left a little early. I didn't realize. Yeah, they don't open for 13 minutes, so I'll talk to you guys here in the chat for a few minutes before Starbucks opens. And I'll turn the air conditioning on. Because this is Florida, after all. We use air conditioning every day of the week. Absolutely. Yeah, they should have hired me to take over that time slot for Rush. Whatever ratings they have now, they'd be through the roof if I was there. You know, like I give an example yesterday. I was watching The Five. What a bunch of lazy people on The Five. That whole show is just lazy. First off, you got three of them, right? Gutfeld, Jesse Waters, and Perino, who have other shows. So their whole days are consumed with their other shows. And Judge Janine, you know, and then they got that liberal idiot. And I'm watching The Five yesterday, and when I was getting ready to do my podcast, I watched The Five. I just wanted to see what they were covering. They are so lazy, and they were talking about that Margaret Brennan story that I had yesterday, where she was talking about how free speech was the cause of the Holocaust, which was insane. And this is not new. They do this all the time. The entire Five, they read. For the most part, I haven't seen Jesse read, but I see Judge Janine, Gutfeld, the others. They read what they're going to say. It's all written. Sometimes you can even see it in big writing. It's handwritten, what they're saying. I don't have any notes like that. And it's so lazy because Dana Perino's probably tired from her show in the morning. Gutfeld and Jesse, all they care about is their prime time show. And they all look like when Bob Beckel was on there, like they went out to lunch, had a big lunch and a couple martinis, and they're just kind of hung over. It was so lazy. And they're talking about this Margaret Brennan, which I'm gonna bring this up on the show today. I did play this yesterday, but I'm gonna go cover it again because of what The Five did about it. Thing with Margaret Brennan on Face the Nation over the weekend when she had Marco Rubio on and she was blaming free speech for the Holocaust in Germany and Europe. And I was telling you guys, even though she's as white as I am, she's married to a Syrian-American Muslim man when she went to college, she majored in Middle Eastern studies and learned to speak Arabic. And that's very significant because Margaret Brennan does not have an American worldview. She has a Muslim worldview, a Mideast worldview. And in that Middle Eastern viewpoint, that's what they blame the Holocaust on, I'm guessing. Her viewpoint is the viewpoint of a foreigner, not of an American. I know she's an American. I'm not saying she's not American, Margaret Brennan, but her worldview and outlook on things in this country are not from the perspective of an American reporter. It's from the perspective of a Middle Eastern reporter. Like if she were on Al Jazeera, that's how they would see things. And no one on they're talking about the issue, but nobody's talking about how she's married to a Syrian American Muslim man, how she speaks Arabic, how she studied Mideast studies, and this whole thing. They said I remember Gutfeld did this thing. He's like, oh, it just shows you how lazy the media are. Meanwhile, he's reading what he's saying, but he's calling them lazy. And none of them touched on that, and they just danced around it because it was trending. They wanted to talk about it because it's trending on social media. And they never got to the hook and the meat of the story, which is that her worldview is not that of an American. She's an heiress? I haven't heard that one. I'll look that up before I go on the air. If you're new to my channel, this is where MAGA comes to talk. In fact, let me look it up right now. You might lose the feed. I'll look it up right now. I had one of her parents as a school teacher. That's all BS. No, there's no heiress. She's not an heiress. But, you know, but her viewpoint is not the viewpoint of an American reporter. And that's the whole story. But they didn't talk about that on the 5 because they're lazy. They're lazy, okay, on that show. Now, I like Jesse Waters does a good job on his primetime show, and Greg Gutfeld does a good job on his late-night show. I don't like Dana Perino. She's a Trump-hating person. But, and Jessica Tarloff, I'm not interested in what the liberals have to say, and Judge Janine, I don't know, she's phoning it in too, but they're just lazy. And they didn't hit on the main issue. But I'm going to go back over that today, just because the 5, it just, you know, does it look like they're lazy to you? They look lazy to me. Oh, man. Meanwhile, so I'm going to cover that, the Kash Patel thing I talked about earlier, Mayor Adams. I got a bunch of other things to cover, too. Today, it's just so much news. And I dropped a new podcast last night with my wife. Kathy was joining me. So check that out if you have not. Who Harris? Kamala Harris? Oh my gosh. Was Kamala Harris tanked talking to those people from that play over the weekend? Holy smokes. I mean, she was completely sloshed. I mean, bad too. I mean, really bad. She was as drunk gets. And she's talking like she's putting out these pronouncements. Harris Faulkner, no, I'm not a fan of Harris Faulkner. She thinks she's Oprah. She does, when somebody says something, she makes all these things like, whoa, wow, he went there, you went there. You know, she has these bizarre, they're almost like the captions in the 1966 Batman where they get into a fight and it says, pow, wow, you know, and the thing. That's how Harris, wow, ooh, you went there, ooh, you said it. I mean, it's just bizarre. These bizarre reactions Harris Faulkner has. If any of you know, you'll all notice it now when you watch. If you haven't before, it's so bizarre. She thinks she's Oprah, you know. I'm not saying she's bad, but that's just a, you know, bizarre thing. When will Mitch McConnell retire? When the Chinese let him. Oh, I didn't say I didn't enjoy her, but she's got that annoying thing she does. Now, if you're new, make sure you subscribe. And everyone, please like the video. You know, when you guys like my videos, that helps grow the channel a lot. So please make sure you like the videos. No one thought Kamala was good for anybody. The Democrats weren't even behind her. So many Democrats voted for Trump. I was looking, I don't know if I would buy one of these because I don't even know if I'm allowed to park it with my HOA rules. But I was looking at those little tiny Japanese trucks. Have you ever seen those? I've seen them around, and I looked one up on YouTube, and now I'm getting all these videos about them. Have you seen these little tiny Japanese trucks that has the right-hand drive on them? And they're very inexpensive. And they look kind of cool. But I got a couple reservations about them. I don't mind that they go slow. I would just drive it around the neighborhood. But I'd like to drive one before I bought one. But couple things about them. I'd have to drive them because before I bought one, because in Florida we got rainy hurricane season. Do they have air conditioning? What are they like in the rain? Do they leak? And I wouldn't drive. I would just drive it around the neighborhood. I don't know if my HOA would let me have it. But then I was also concerned about what you would do for mechanical issues. Could you take that to a shop and get it worked on? Would they be able to get the parts? Does it have parts in it that you can get in the United States or not? So I don't know because of that if it's a good buy. I saw you can get them for like $4,000. I remember someone who had the Yugo. I had a cousin that had a Yugo. And, you know, if you go to car shows, sometimes you'll see Yugos and Geo Metros at car shows. Yeah, they have those tiny Japanese vans, too. And I was looking at that. I was like, oh, that looks kind of cool. That looks kind of cool. But you can't get the opinion from somebody who owns one because, you know, they're like EV owners. They're going to tell you all kinds of positive things. And I'm not 100% sure they're street legal in Florida. I couldn't get it if it wasn't street legal. So there's a lot of, you know, things. And I would have to buy it from somebody here where they're already titled in the United States. I would not have it imported from Japan and have to try to get it titled on my own. But I don't know. Kash Patel. Well, what I'm going to talk about is who should at the top of the show at 6. Who should Kash Patel arrest first? We don't have emissions testing in Florida. So if it's titled in Florida, you're locked in. There's no emission testing in Florida. I know I found a guy. There's a guy in, I believe, North Carolina. I saw him on YouTube. He's got a YouTube channel. He has like he has like a car lot of those things. I don't know. It's probably not a good idea. But it does seem kind of cool, doesn't it? Well, that's the thing. There's a long list of people that Kash Patel needs to investigate and arrest. See, I think Pam Bondi's waiting for Kash Patel to be in place before she starts making moves. So who would you want him to go after first? Ugh. You know, there's a lot of people to go after. But without Kash Patel, Pam Bondi's at a disadvantage. She needs to have an ally in place to handle that. Nah, they don't go 75. From what my 60 maybe downhill. It's probably a crazy idea to get one of those. But my main concern would be if there's any mechanical problems, can you get them repaired? Can you even get the oil changed at Jiffy Lube on them? You know, I don't know. Those are things. I'm not changing any oil. I know how to change oil. I could, but it's not worth the hassle. For the hassle and everything, it's just go to Jiffy Lube. You know, plus Jiffy Lube will check everything and top off everything between changes. I got to take this car in for an oil change. All right, I'm going to go order the coffee. Now, when I order the coffee, I got to pay with my phone. So if the feed freezes, just give me a minute, and we'll refresh. You'll have to refresh when it comes back. 2 venti hot blonde Americanos, 1 black and 1 with extra cream, please. And that's it. All right, thank you. The black is for tomorrow. The one with cream is for now. So when I get up in the morning, I'll heat the black one up in the microwave. It's my morning routine with that. Yeah, then the disposal of the oil. Exactly. No, I know how to change oil. It's not that hard. It's pretty easy. But it's not worth it. Oil changes, though, oh my goodness. On my other car, I got to get synthetic. It's expensive. I don't think that Japanese truck would be a good idea in Florida because of the rainy season. There's no way they have air conditioning. It would probably be slower than my Vespa. Yeah, I get 1 with cream for now. I'm going to drink during the show. The other coffee is black. And I'll keep that. And then tomorrow morning when I get up, I'll heat that one up and drink it tomorrow morning. I don't put sugar, but I do put cream in my coffee. I just wish they opened up at 5. Well, this is down the street from my house, so it's not like I got to go far. It's just a couple minutes from my house. No, people keep asking. I get more what people comment to me more than anything, when people DM me and things, why don't you make coffee at home? Why don't you make coffee at home? Each one of these coffees has 4 shots of espresso. I need a lot of caffeine to do what I do. And to make espresso coffee at home is incredibly expensive. I even got a couple years ago an espresso machine. It cost me as much for, it was costing me like $12 a cup to have 4 shots of espresso on an espresso, something like that. And it doesn't taste as good. And I had an espresso machine, but that's expensive and problematic too. So it's actually cheaper. Okay, we're back. Okay, we're back. Okay, so refresh if you lost the connection. So it's actually cheaper for me to, it's not just regular, I'm not drinking like, regular coffee. I'm drinking 4 shots of espresso. In fact, by the end of the show, I will have had 8 shots of espresso today because I already had the cup that I just got black. I already drank that one this morning when I got up. I don't drink coffee throughout the day though, so this second 4 shots of espresso will be my last coffee of the day. But that's why I do it. It's much cheaper to do this. Plus, once a week, I get a free cup of coffee from them. I just got that one, the free cup on Sunday. When I live streamed from Starbucks on Sunday, that was free coffee that I was drinking. Because you get rewards points, He's going to be confirmed. He's almost confirmed. 4 shots of espresso. Yeah, I've already had 4 shots. This will be 8. Listen, there's almost every company out there does liberal stuff. What are you supposed to do? I mean, what are you supposed to do? What major company that's national is not liberal that you can patronize? That's an impossible thing to do. and get the things you need to get. I'm not, no. Yeah, but I was talking about this on Sunday with Starbucks. Starbucks, they did a lot of crazy things a few years ago, and they got new management, and they have been walking back all that liberal crap. They no longer have the preferred pronouns on their aprons. They had that thing going on for a while. They stopped that. They I was paying close attention to this during Black History Month. We're in it right now. They don't have any of their BLM stuff around. They usually have that around. That's all gone. I haven't seen. And I go to all the Starbucks in the neighborhood. They haven't had any BLM crap up during Black History Month. I don't see any of the people that work there with their BLM stuff during Black History Month. An espresso machine at home work, it doesn't taste as good. I don't drink coffee because I like it. You know, I drink it because I need the major caffeine boost. And that's what I got to do. The Trumps drink Starbucks. Do you watch Kai Trump? She's always taking her Cybertruck to Starbucks. The Trumps drink Starbucks, you know. Please. Ugh, 22 minutes till showtime. 21 minutes. Now, if you're new, my name's Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. The next stream for the show this morning is already up. It's got Kash Patel in the thumbnail. And I'll take live calls then. I'll be at the radio station Thursday and Friday this week. I got stuff I got to do at the radio station both Thursday and Friday. I'll stop, when I stop at my house, I'll take a quick look at the chat before I end the stream. Oh, boy. But I got to tell you, when I do the radio show, when I do the morning show from home, it's so much better. I think the show's better because I don't have that long drive. It's better for my body. I get more done on the days I do it. And, I mean, I am saving boatloads of money in gas. Oh, my goodness. Boatloads of money in gas. And, of course, wear and tear on the vehicles from the long drive. I mean, it's an hour each day just to get to the radio station. I didn't realize it was taking me an hour to get there every day. When I realized that, and then 90 minutes to 2 hours to get home, I'm like, this is nuts. 3 hours a day on the road is just too much. And then doing the show is very exhausting. If I had somebody in studio with me, it would be a little easier, but I'm lucky I can do it. All right, I'll take a quick look at the chat before I sign off. Good morning. I know it is nuts. It wasn't sustainable. I mean, you know, I have a very busy day. If I didn't have anything to do after the show, it would be different, but I do. It's what my day begins after 9, you know. I'm going to, well, I don't want to talk about that in advance yet. I got somebody interesting called me yesterday that you would know. I'm not going to say who yet. Almost did, because I haven't had all my coffee yet. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you very much, Lisa. All right, now listen, I gotta go because I gotta get set up. But the other stream is already there, so you can hop into the chat room over there as soon as I sign off. My name's Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. See ya in just a few minutes.